Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about how to repair your credit after filing bankruptcy. The no qualifying steps, things you need to do to repair it quickly. And that also goes with people that have bad credit. So please stay tuned and welcome. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And don't forget your merch. StopStrugglingNow.com, SSN merchandise. Now let's get to it. All right, welcome back. Well, today we're going to talk about if you've ever filed for bankruptcy and you're trying to rebuild your credit. This is what we're going to talk about. This also applies for people who have bad credit, but this is particularly for if you file bankruptcy. First things first, your bankruptcy has to be settled. In other words, case closed. Because if you still are in the midst of bankruptcy, then that means you're still dealing with your creditors. So if you apply for any new credit, then that will be a problem. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure your bankruptcy is closed. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is for all those who have bankruptcy and then you say my bankruptcy is 4 years old, my bankruptcy is 7 years old, my bankruptcy is 4 years old. Keep in mind on your credit report, the most current activity weighs the most. So in other words, if you have a new credit card and you've had it 6 months and your bankruptcy is 4 years old, that means your bankruptcy has less weight than the new credit that you have now. So your credit score will still be able to go up. It's just that if you have a bankruptcy like now, your credit score could be real low. And then in order for you to build it back up, you have to add some credit to it. But your score is going to be the lowest at this point. Versus if it's 3, 4, 5 years from now, you could simply add 1 or 2 different accounts and your credit score moves up a lot higher, a lot faster. So that's the only thing that you need to concern yourself with is age does matter. So as far as derogatory credit, whether it's bankruptcy, whether it's collections, whether it's anything derogatory, late payments, anything, the older they are, the less they count or less they weigh towards your credit score. So that's why you can hack your credit score, so to speak, if you introduce new credit and start paying on time, and then it starts replacing that older credit. So anyhow, without further ado, we're going to talk about this if you have a bankruptcy, if you have bad credit. And the reason I'm talking about this is if you have bankruptcy, oftentimes you can't get new credit. Reason? They check your credit. They say, no, I'm sorry, we're going to reject you. Well, there's things that you can do, like what you see on the screen is self-lender, and there'll be a link down below to sign up. They don't do a credit check. And self-lender is almost kind of like you're saving money / they do have charges, but you're building towards a savings account, and they're reporting it every month on your credit report. And again, the kicker is no qualifying. So even if you have a bankruptcy, you'll be able to start right now. Like I said, once it's closed out, you can't do this in the midst of a bankruptcy, but it's closed out, you can get this self-lender. It's going to cost you. Whether you have bad credit, you can do the same method. But again, I'm talking with people that have bankruptcy and they felt that there was no way or nothing they can do to rebuild their credit in a rapid case. So here we are. You start with self-lender. It's going to cost you money with anything. I mean, you can either sit there and let your credit sit bad for a while. Nothing's going to help you increase it unless you do something. And yeah, it's going to cost you some money to do it, but you might as well start getting on the right track. So here's self-lender. There'll be a link down below where you can go sign up, and apparently you can see right now they have a Cyber Monday discount that expires in a few hours. This may have expired by the time other people see this after a day or two, but nonetheless, anybody that has even good credit, this can help you boost your credit score. If you have bad credit, it can help boost your credit score. And again, there's no credit check. As you can see, no credit, need to build, no problem. So you can try with them. Next up, some of my favorites that I've mentioned before in the previous credit is Hutton Chase. Right now, Hutton Chase only sends in information to Equifax, to the credit bureau. That's the only trade line that they have right now. They're still working on adding another trade line, trying to get back with TransUnion. TransUnion has been acting really hard on this type of trade line lately. A lot of people have lost their trade lines with TransUnion. There's a reason. As you guys know, we've talked about this before. They don't really want you to have a great credit score, meaning any place that you get a loan from, because the lower your credit score is, the more interest they can charge you. So Hutton Chase, as you can see, apply for membership. What you'll see is, again, no application denied for bad credit, and they'll give you a $1,500 credit line. Basically, it's just a trade line with Hutton Chase. There's no card or anything like that. You're going to have to put down or buy something. I always say like $100 or more. They charge you 50%, and then they bill you like $20 or $30 per month. After you've paid it off, this is going to apply with Hutton Chase and Ox Publishing. You can pay them $20 per month, and they'll keep reporting your trade line to the credit bureau. They both do Equifax, whether it's Hutton Chase or Ox Publishing. And Ox Publishing and Hutton Chase are actually a sister or the same company. I can't really figure it out yet, even though I spoke to them. But to me, it's like one company, but two different divisions. But Ox Publishing has a $2,500 line of credit versus the Hutton Chase has the $1,500. But either way, this is adding positive payment history onto a credit report. So now you can have 3 items reporting within the next 45 days on your credit report. And soon as one payment hits for all 3, that's going to start moving your credit score up higher. Your debt utilization is already going to be low because of this, because obviously you shouldn't have any loans or anything outstanding if you've had a bankruptcy. And anybody who has collections, who doesn't have bankruptcy but's in collections or has derogatory credit, now you can offset your debt utilization, and now you're increasing more items that's reporting on your credit report to boost your credit score. So these are the kind of things that can get you back on your feet pretty fast. Ox Publishing, Hutton Chase, and again, no application denied. So therefore, and the funny thing is, I got sidetracked simply because there's people that still contact me about these CPNs. And again, they don't accept the credit privacy numbers, CPNs. They don't accept those. And if you're going to work on the CPN, then you might as well work on your own credit score. Why do a CPN? I would suggest not doing a CPN. That's all my advice. That's all I'm going to say about it. And what else can you do with trying to boost your credit score up if you have a bankruptcy? There's something called an authorized user trade line. And here on the front page of StopStrugglingNow.com, you see right here, boost your credit score. This is AU trade line. And there's a listing here where we have AU trade lines. And again, you can add age matters. So everybody, if you don't understand about the AU trade lines, an authorized user trade line is where you're borrowing somebody else's trade line. But once again, this will be posted on your credit file. You will not get a credit card. You can't use that line of credit. But if you have a credit card, or like this Chase card here that's 11 years, there will be 11 years of payment history and a $13,000 trade line that can offset your debt utilization. That gives you your 11-year payment history and the age. But that helps you get back in the mix quickly, because a AU trade line stays on your credit report 3 to 4 months. In that 3 to 4 months time, this is when you should be getting, you get your credit score above 600, And then you can go to Credit Karma. I'll use Credit Karma because I like the way Credit Karma has their platform. You can go to Credit Karma, you're logged in, it'll tell you which credit cards that you more than likely will be approved for. That's the first thing. Second thing, Credit Karma has the buckets, and it shows you plain and simply what your debt utilization is, what your payment history is, and it gives you your age of your credit. So that helps you out greatly. And in that 3 to 4 months, sometimes that 4 to 5 month period, your credit score bounces up a lot higher. You'll be in range where you can get a credit card. Capital One MasterCard, I believe, has a low credit score where they'll let you, I think it's around 580, 585 or higher. You generally can get a Capital One MasterCard or Visa for a low credit limit, unsecured. And therefore, an AU trade line can help you out greatly. So if you add a few trade lines, like let's say, for instance, you use what I recommended, the Self, the Hutton Chase, the Ox Publishing, and we know Hutton Chase and Ox Publishing, they call you up after you sign up and they'll say, do you want us to report this month? So in essence, you can start reporting this month. That's what they do. As long as you pay the first month of your payments this month, they'll report. So you could start getting reporting as soon as within 30 days. You can have an AU trade line also reporting within 30 days. And next thing you know, your credit score then bounced up, and now you're within range. You might have a 620, a 640, a 650. As long as you're in that range, now you can get other products. And then I would recommend, of course, getting those other products, because if you can get 4, 5, 6 items reporting, even after the AU comes off, at least you have those 4, 5, 6 items reporting from that point on, and now your credit score will just go up a little bit, a little bit, a little bit as the bankruptcy gets older and older and older. So don't worry. Your score will be increasing every month as you need it to be. Now, the other part to this story is, I have to say, you want to start an LLC. Why? So you can build business credit. Personal credit, business credit are two different things. So therefore, even when you have a bankruptcy, you can bypass personal credit, but you want to build it. And you can start an LLC where you can actually get other lines of credit. And once again, it's going to cost you money. And so therefore, you have to get an EIN number. You have to pay to get an LLC, limited liability corporation, or a company or corporation. You have to pay the state to get one of those. EIN number from the IRS is free. Then you need an address. You can use your residential address, that's fine. I recommend using the virtual office by Opus, and therefore you'll have a commercial business office with the business phone number, business address, business fax, 411, the criteria that you would need to get any substantial loans for your business or credit cards for your business. And that way you can start another line of funding that you can possibly get down the road. And to put things better, you have your own business that you're starting. So that's another way that if you have bankruptcy or bad credit, that you can start doing something else using business credit. And if you want to find out further information on that, just go to the StopStrugglingNow.com YouTube page, and as you can see here, there's playlists, and just Boost Your Credit Score is one of the playlists, and you can just go there and start playing all of them. There's plenty of them, and some of them are kind of like repeating, but then there's a little nuggets of information that aren't in like this video that could be in a previous video. And then of course I do step by step in a few other videos and talk about a bunch of other things regarding how to build your credit score and instruments that you can use. So therefore we're going to be ending this. It's been a bit longer, but thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing, and please continue, and please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. What you're seeing is a record on the stock market. 401ks, pensions looking lovely. The weekly, we're going to have a China deal. Lovely. But keep in mind, the feds are reducing the interest rate. That's not a sign that the economy's good. Manufacturing numbers are down. All metrics are down. GDP this quarter is going to be under 2%. Rest assured, I haven't even ran the numbers, but I can almost guarantee you that the Black Friday numbers at brick and mortar locations are probably down. Online shopping, global economy from around the world, probably up. Therefore, you can already tell what's going to happen here. This is a global economy. So anyhow, I won't get into that, but you can always go to stopstrugglingnow.com and see the financial information page, because everything I talk about here at the end, I put down there a link to the article so you can see for yourself. So anyhow, everybody, it's almost another year. We got to make things happen next year as well. So keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.